Hey guys, so this is my first vlog for Pregnant Butch and our last vlog, which is super trippy. Can't believe we made it. So the panel that I'm close reading is on page 20, and it is bigger than the panels that are typically used throughout the book, and it's this one right here of like this explosion looking thing happening, and Teak is kind of like shielding her eyes, like not prepared for what's going down over here. And then there's this little sub panel of Teak and V with their baby, and there's this outside bubble saying who's the dad, and dad is bolded. So to give you some context, the preceding panel says the wise crone's bottom line was to be prepared, but not in the sense of what to pack for the hospital. And then the panel at hand says, instead, prepare ye for a profound and unsettling process, which will not be celebrated by the community at large, which will draw the curiosity and hostility of many, which may be met by legal challenges and threats to custody. So I think the size of the panel, in conjunction with the dialogue or the narration, and also the illustration itself, I think it all proves or demonstrates the additional factors that come into play in a pregnancy for a gay couple, whereas in the society in which we live, we're way more familiar with that of a heterosexual couple, and all these things. I mean, throughout the book, obviously we learn, just how much more Teak has to go through. But this specific panel seems to show the weight that her decisions have, not just like in a heterosexual couple's pregnancy. Their decisions are for them as a couple and their child, and for Teak it seems like it's for her, V, and her child, but then also the community who's socializing with them, who interacts with them. And that's just, that just speaks to, the heteronormativity of the society in which we live, because, they can't go by unnoticed, because, gay couples, they aren't heterosexual, therefore they don't fit the heteronormative norm. So I think it definitely shows how intersectionality comes into play, because there's all these things that, a straight couple having a kid, won't really have to think about. So, it kind of disappointed me when it said the process won't be celebrated by the community at large, because, for straight people, pregnancy is such a glorified thing, celebrated, and for how she mentioned, instead it's more likely to be met with curiosity and or hostility, which is, kind of sad, because, it just, I don't know, I feel like they should be equal, but there just is more that goes into this, because Teak is a gay pregnant woman. So it's like the decisions that she makes, or V makes, while they should be made with the interest of just them and the kid in mind, which they, probably are, because the outside perspective isn't worth it. But it's worth mentioning in the way that the outside, the onlookers will be considered, because, Teak and V will be noticed and possibly met with curiosity and hostility, which is unfortunate, because there's a lot of ignorance out there, and there isn't a lot of coverage of pregnancy within a gay couple as there is within a straight couple. And so because of that lack of familiarity and probably prevalence of ignorance, there just isn't a lot of understanding, and that's where that little sub-panel comes in, like, who's the dad? They can't imagine a functioning family without a dad, or they don't know how two girls have a baby, or there needs to be a dad. It's just kind of like this conglomeration of intersectionality and how teaks, how there's way more pressure on teak than just a straight pregnant woman.